A very good morning, dear students, and welcome back to the lesson Reflection of Light. Last time you have learnt about the laws of reflection. Today, let us proceed further with the next part of the lesson, that is, the regular and irregular reflection, as well as reflection of the reflected light and the use of this reflection of reflected light. Okay, now you can see over here two figures. In these two figures, if you see, there are blue lines and red lines. You have learned last time about what are incident rays and what are reflected rays, right? So here the blue lines indicate the incident rays, whereas the red lines indicate the reflected rays. But there are two different figures here. In the first figure, you can see that the light rays are reflected from a smooth surface. So the surface on which these incident rays, okay, are falling, okay, are falling on the smooth surface, and they are reflected again in the same manner. Whereas in the second figure, you can see that the light rays are reflected from a rough surface. Now, if you look at these two figures, we find lot of difference. In the first figure, you can see that the rays are parallel to each other. Okay, the incident rays are parallel to each other, and when they are incident, they will be moving away from the surface, and those are called as the reflected rays. So the rays which are reflected from reflected rays which are coming parallel is from the smooth surface. Whereas if you see in the case of rough surface, you find that the incident rays are parallel. But if you look at the reflected rays, are they parallel? No, they are not parallel. And why is this so? Let us learn now. Okay, now the reflection, if you see here in this case, the reflected rays are scattered everywhere and they spread along a wide area. Okay, they are spreading over a wide area in the case of a rough surface, whereas in the case of smooth surface, the reflected rays are parallel like that of the incident rays. Okay, now, so therefore the reflection of the light from a plane as well as smooth surface is also called as a regular reflection. Why it is called as regular reflection? It's because you can see that the incident rays are parallel, even the reflected rays are also parallel to each other. Okay, so for regular reflection, the angles of incidence as well as the angle of reflection are all same for all the parallel rays falling on the surface. Okay, the angles of incidence are equal to the angle of reflection for all parallel rays falling on the surface. Fine. And thus you can see that the reflected rays are also parallel to one another, since the angle of reflection is also equal to the angle of incidence. You can see that the reflected rays, when they are moving away from the surface, they are also coming out as parallel to each other. Is that clear? Because the incident angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Therefore, whatever is how the way the parallel rays of incident rays which are parallel to each other, the same way even the reflected rays also will be similar. That is, they also will be parallel to each other, since the angle of incidence are equal to the angle of reflection. Thus, what we can say from here, if the suppose if the angle of incidences, okay, angle of incidences are from a smooth surface, if you see that at the normal, whatever angle of incidence you can see is the same as the angle of reflection on the smooth surface. Now suppose if we say that the angle of incidences for each parallel ray is I1 and I2, I3 and so on, then the angle of reflections will be R1, R2 and R3 and so on respectively. And therefore you can see when the parallel beam of light rays, okay, that incident on the surface, since the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, here all the reflected rays will be parallel, and therefore from this we can say that I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3 and so on, which is also equal to R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3. Therefore, here what we can say is that laws of reflection are followed in the case of the smooth surface. So, regular reflection shows that whatever angle of incidence is there, same will be the angle of reflection, and since the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, okay, whatever the parallel rays are coming, reflected rays also will be parallel to each other. So I hope so you have understood about what is a regular reflection. Now let us talk about the reflection in the case of irregular reflection. So suppose reflection of a light from a rough surface is also called as irregular reflection. Why it is called as irregular reflection? You can clearly see over here is that the parallel rays of light which are incident on the surface, okay, now after reflection they do not remain parallel. They do not remain parallel. It's because what happens here is that whatever whenever the parallel rays of light which are incident on the rough surface at different points, you will find that they are wherever they are incident from that particular point, when they are reflected back, they will be reflected at various angles. It will not be reflected at the same angle as how the incident rays are coming. It is because the surface is rough here. Since the surface is rough here, whatever is the angle of incidence, okay, all the angles of reflection will not be same. Okay, so here in this case, if you see, the reflected rays are not coming parallel to each other, and because of this we can say that the angle of incidence at point number 1, you can see 1, 2, 3 here. There are different points which are shown here, 1, 2, 3. So angle of incidence at point 1 will not be equal to angle of incidence at point 2, though the rays of light are parallel to each other. Since the surface is rough, you can see that the angle of incidence at point 1 will not be equal to the angle of incidence at point 2 as well as angle of incidence at point 3. None of them are equal, because if you draw the normal at that particular point, you will find that the angles of incidences will all be different with each other. Therefore, we can say that I1 is not equal to I2 is not equal to I3 here. So even because of this, angle of reflection at point 1 is not equal to angle of reflection at point 2, and also is not equal to angle of reflection at point 3. Okay, and therefore we can say that I1, if suppose an angle of incidences are I1, I2, I3 and so on, and angles of reflection are R1, R2, R3 respectively, we can say that I1 is not equal to I2. You can clearly see at each point, because when you are drawing a normal at that particular point of incidence, you will find that I1 is not equal to I2, and I2 is also not equal to I3. Fine. But I1 is equal to R1. If you see I1 is equal to R1, that means at a particular point, whatever is the angle of incidence, angle of reflection will be same. So here you can see the law of reflection is followed at a particular point, but not at all the points. Okay, at a particular point the law of reflection will be followed, because whatever will be the angle of incidence will be same as the angle of reflection. Therefore we can say that I1 is equal to R1. But is R1 equal to R2? No. R1 is not equal to R2, and R2 is also not equal to R3. But at a particular point, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So always remember, what we can say here is that laws of reflection are followed in both regular as well as irregular reflection. That is, we can say at a particular point, okay, here you can see 3 different points. So at each of these points, you can see that I1 is equal to R1, I2 is equal to R2 in both the cases, regular as well as irregular, and I3 is also equal to R3. So we can say that at a particular point, in the case of irregular reflection, laws of reflection are followed, but at different points it is not followed. We cannot say that all the angle of incidences are equal. Okay, at a particular point, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Now, so in irregular reflection, the reflection of light does not take place, how it takes place in the case of regular reflection. That is, the parallel rays of light which are incident, because of the angle of incidence is equal to angle all the angles of reflection, you'll find that the reflected rays are also coming parallel. But in the case of irregular reflection, it is not the same. Though law of reflection is followed at a particular point, but if you consider it a wider range, you'll find that the laws of reflection are not followed at all the points. It takes place only because the surface is not smooth. Okay, here the surface is not smooth, and therefore at all the points, okay, it is not following the law of reflection, but at a particular point it can follow. So in irregular reflection, the angle of incidence at different points are different. Okay, angle of reflection at different points is different. Okay, and but the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection at a particular point. Again and again I am stressing this point. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection at a particular point, but at different points they are not equal, because I1 is not equal to I2 is not equal to I3, and therefore though I1 may be equal to R1, but R1 may not be equal to R2 or may not be equal to R3. Fine. So this is regarding the regular and irregular reflection. Now let us proceed further with the next part of the lesson, that is reflection of the reflected light. What does this mean? It means that the reflection takes place several times. So let us see certain examples here. Now when you go to a barber salon or to cut your hair, okay, you sit in front of the mirror, and then after the after the barber or the hairdresser cut your hair, he shows you the back of your side or back of your head to see how the cut is done, okay, how the hair is dressed. Okay, so how does this happen? Okay, so here the image of the back of your head is formed in the mirror at the back. Okay, so you can see here in this case there is a mirror here which is placed behind. So image of your head, behind head, is formed in the mirror at the back. The image of the back of your head is formed in the mirror at the back, and the image of this image is formed in the mirror in front of you. That means how this is happening now, how is that? How do you see if the barber in a salon has cut the hair on your neck properly or not? What is done is that there is a mirror behind and there is a mirror in front also. So here when the image of the head is formed on the behind mirror, when you see in front of you, okay, when you see in front of you, you will find that the image of the behind mirror is formed in front of the mirror which is in front of you. Okay, so image of the back of your head is formed in the mirror at the back first, and then the same image, the image of the image which is formed behind of your back is formed in front of the mirror. So what is happening here? Because of this, you can see in the front mirror so many images, multiple images. Okay, and why this is happening? It's because light is getting reflected several times. Here the light is getting reflected several times. How? Here first image is formed, and the image of this image is formed in front, and then it goes on because the light is getting reflected back and forth, and therefore you can see multiple reflections. So this multiple reflections is only called as reflection of the reflected light. So this is one of the case wherein you can see the reflection of the reflected light. Another example, if you see, have you ever seen the image of the moon in the water? Okay, when you go during the night time near a bank of the river and you look into the river, a calm lake and all, you will find that you can see the image of the moon. You can see the image of the moon. So how is this image of the moon formed? You know that light rays are reflected back, correct? But does moon have its own light? No, my dear student, moon does not have its own light. How do we see the image of the moon, which is so far from us in the water? Okay, we all know that the moon does not have its own light. This light the moon is getting from the sun. It is the sun's light which is getting reflected. Okay, the moon is not self luminous, that means it does not give its own light, whereas the moon reflects the sunlight falling on its surface. Okay, it is the sunlight which is getting reflected. So moon reflects the light of the sun, and therefore we can see the moon in the night. But when you see this reflected light of the moon, when it falls on the surface of the water, it again gets reflected, and therefore the image of this reflection of the reflected light is formed on the eye. So here also you can understand that the light is getting reflected many times, several times. So reflected light is getting reflected many times. So this is also called as, the term for this is multiple reflection. So due to this multiple reflection, there are certain equipments which are made using this multiple reflection. So now let us study about these type of objects. So you can see over here two objects. So let us study in detail about both of these objects. The first one, you might have seen this box like thing, which is also called as a kaleidoscope. So you might have, if your parents must have brought for you for playing this kaleidoscope, you might have seen so many images which are formed inside this, colorful images. So now let us see how this kaleidoscope, let us try to prepare this kaleidoscope, okay, with a small activity. So what does this kaleidoscope? So kaleidoscope is nothing but it's a hollow tube in which there are mirrors placed at an angle to each other, facing each other. And in that, what is placed? Some colored beads may be placed, pieces of the glass will be placed, or maybe small colored objects, because of which we are getting colorful images inside a kaleidoscope. Now, how does that kaleidoscope, how is that kaleidoscope made? Let us learn. For this, kaleidoscope, how it is useful. The viewer looks in from one end and light enters from the other end. You can see a viewer is viewing through the kaleidoscope. So here there are two ends. So from one end a viewer can watch inside, okay, see inside, and from the other end the light enters. Okay, the light is entering through the other end. It's because it is transparent. So since it is transparent, the light is entering inside, and since there are so many colored beads and colored glass pieces, you can see from the other side the different images which are very colorful. Okay, so how to make this? For this you will require some plain mirrors, okay, of the same size, and these plain mirrors may be of 15 centimeter in size. Okay, you can take of 15 centimeter of your ruler length. Okay, so what you have to do is that you have to place them in such a way that all three of them, once they are getting folded, okay, they make a triangular pyramid. Okay, it is like a pyramid like a structure, which these mirrors are placed at an angle of 60 degrees. So you can also call it as equilateral triangle type. So when you fold all these mirrors together, it makes an angle of 60 degree with each other. Okay, now once they are touching each other, you need to seal them with the help of a transparent tape. Okay, so once the transparent tape is put at all the three edges, it will be fixed, the mirrors will be fixed, so that it does not fall down, okay, and break. So you need to stick them together with the transparent tape. Once this is ready, you need to take a cardboard and make a hollow tube out of a cardboard. Okay, fold it in the manner of a cylinder. You can see a cylindrical cardboard here, okay, which is hollow. You have to keep it hollow. Okay, now why is this required? It's because we have to place this triangular pyramid of the mirrors inside this hollow tube. Now you have to make this hollow tube of the length so that it will be larger or longer as compared to the mirrors which are placed inside. Okay, now this after you place the mirrors okay, which are facing each other, the reflected surface of the mirrors are facing each other inside. Okay, you have to place it inside the hollow tube. Once you have placed it inside the hollow tube, you have to cut a cardboard in a cardboard disc, in a circular disc, which can be placed above the hollow tube. Okay, fix it with the help of a gum or a tape, and then after that you need to make a small hole so that through that hole you can view through the kaleidoscope. This is on one of the side wherein the viewer will be viewing through the kaleidoscope. Now what you have to do the other side, you have to take glass piece, okay, a glass disc which can go inside this hollow tube. You have to place that glass disc just above the triangular pyramid of the mirrors. Okay, so it should fit above that. Once you have placed the glass disc above that, you need to put some colored beads, okay, inside this. Colored beads or colorful glasses, whatever you have, place it inside this. Okay, once you have placed the colorful bead, now what you have to do is that again take a translucent disc. Okay, translucent or maybe transparent also will do, there's no problem. So translucent disc you have to fit above the hollow tube. Now you have to cut it. The circumference of this disc should be such that it will be tightly fitted above the exactly fitting above the hollow tube. Now your kaleidoscope is ready. Okay, once your kaleidoscope is ready, the viewer can view through this kaleidoscope, and you can see that every time, the speciality of this kaleidoscope is that every time the designs do not easily repeat in this. You can see the different designs, and these different designs, how you are getting is that, do you want to know the reason behind this? Yes, you will understand now. It's because here the three mirrors which are placed, the reflecting surface of the three mirrors are placed facing each other. So what is happening here, whatever you have placed, the beads or the glass pieces which you have placed inside, the image of these glass pieces or the colorful beads is getting reflected. It is falling on one of the mirror surface. Then again the reflection of this is falling on the other mirror, and again it is getting reflected in the third mirror, and so on. So it is getting reflected multiple times, several times it is getting reflected. And suppose you have got one image now, colorful image. If you want another image now, you need to turn the kaleidoscope, okay, this way. Then again due to movement of the beads or the glass pieces, what will happen, another image will be formed. So the reflection bounce back and forth from side to side, creating multiple images. Every time the images will be getting will be becoming different. It's because the reflection of the reflected light is taking place, and every time you will not have the same bead or the same glass piece which will be coming in that same position, and therefore what happens is that it is getting reflected multiple times. So the designs, the speciality of this kaleidoscope is that the designs do not easily repeat themselves, okay, and therefore every time you will have different images inside the hollow tube. Okay, so these designs are used by the artists, the painters, or maybe those who are making the wallpapers or cloth designs. They can use this kaleidoscope for making different design. So isn't it interesting, dear students? Yes, it is very interesting. You can also prepare your own kaleidoscope at home and you can enjoy the different colorful images. Now let us see another one, that is the okay, every time we turn the kaleidoscope, the design is different. Now let's see another one. That is another instrument we are going to make. For that we require a plastic bottle, and we can also use a cardboard box for this. But here let's see how we can make out of a plastic bottle. You need to take a plastic bottle and you need to make the oblique cut, okay, at a particular angle, okay, on both the sides. And once it is ready, you can see how it is ready. Now you can fit the two mirrors which are facing each other, okay. The two mirrors should be facing each other at a particular angle, so that angle is 45 degree of both. So once you have kept them at 45 degree, both these mirrors will be parallel to each other, okay. They will be parallel to each other, so that we can get the multiple reflection. Once they are parallel, you can get multiple reflection. Now they are placed at 45 degrees with the surface of the bottle, okay, and with each other also, okay. Now next you need to make the two windows, one above window. That means you need to make a small cut just a little above the mirrors. Wherever you have placed the mirrors, you need to make two cuts here, okay. So once you have made these two cuts, you need to now your periscope is ready. This instrument is also called as a periscope. What you need to do is that you need to view through the lower window, okay. There is one window. Through that window you need to watch, and from the upper window you will get the image which is formed. You will see the object through the top window. So through the top window you will see the object which is there, and the image of this will be formed in this lower window. So this instrument is also called as a periscope. Now how this periscope is working? What is happening here is that you have learned that the light rays which are coming out of the surface, they are called as the reflected rays. They will be coming at the same angle as the angle of incidence. That is, angle I is equal to angle R. That you have already learned in the laws of reflection. So here also just because the ray of light which is coming from the top mirror, okay, since it is placed at an angle of 45, it will be moving in the same angle in the downward window, in the top in the bottom window, and therefore the image will be formed exactly at the same angle, and this image will be formed on the eye of the person. So this is how a periscope is working. Now where this periscope is used? Periscope is useful on a submarine. Submarines are going inside the water as well as they can float above the surface of the water. So submarine is mostly used for keeping a watch on the things above the water surface, while the submarine is under the water, below the surface of the sea. You can see even what is there above it. Then it can be also used by the soldiers in the war tanks and also in the bunkers to see the things outside. So isn't it very interesting, dear students? So here you have learned in this that the light gets reflected several times, and because of this we have two equipments which are made using this reflected light. So I hope so you have understood. In the next video we are going to learn about the numerical problems. So till then students, bye and thank you.